California, the Golden State, once a symbol of the American dream, now a symbol of something else entirely. Every day, thousands of Californians are packing up and leaving behind the state they once called paradise. But why? Is it just about the cost of living? Or is there something much deeper, something more unsettling, driving this mass migration? In this video, we're digging deep into why Californians are fleeing their own state, and whether California is on the brink of a collapse no one wants to admit. Stay with us because what you'll discover might shock you, even if you live there. California wasn't always in crisis. In fact, for most of the 20th century, it was the place everyone wanted to be. Booming industries, endless sunshine, beaches, mountains, Hollywood, and innovation. The aerospace boom in the 50s, the tech revolution of the 90s, the cultural dominance of Los Angeles and San Francisco. California set trends for the rest of the nation. People came in droves for jobs, weather, opportunity, and the dream of a better life. By 2000, California had become the most populous and economically powerful state in the United States. If it were a country, it would be one of the top economies in the world. But somewhere along the way, the dream began to crack. Since 2010, over 7.5 million people have left California. In the past few years alone, net migration has turned negative, meaning more people are leaving than moving in. This isn't just a blip, it's a trend, a big one. U-Haul reports record shortages of trucks leaving California because so many people are fleeing the state, and they're not just leaving for retirement. These are working families, tech workers, small business owners, even law enforcement officers, moving to places like Texas, Florida, Arizona, and Idaho. So what's driving this mass exodus? Reason number one, sky-high housing costs. Ask anyone in California what their biggest struggle is, and odds are they'll say housing. The median home price in California hovers around $850,000, compared to just over $400,000 nationwide. In cities like San Francisco and San Jose, that number soars past $1.3 million. Want to rent instead? Be prepared to spend $2,500 to $3,500 a month for a one-bedroom apartment, and that's not even in the trendiest areas. In Los Angeles, a full-time worker earning minimum wage would need to work more than 90 hours a week just to afford a modest one-bedroom apartment. This isn't sustainable, and for many families, it's a deal-breaker. Even middle-class households with good incomes are being priced out. Teachers, firefighters, nurses, the people who hold communities together, often can't afford to live in the very cities they serve. And if you're thinking of buying a home, good luck. Between low inventory, foreign investment, tech-driven demand, and restrictive zoning laws, the dream of homeownership has turned into a nightmare. So people are making a choice: stay and struggle, or leave and live. Reason number two, crushing state taxes. California isn't just expensive when it comes to housing. It's also one of the most heavily taxed states in the nation. State income tax? The highest bracket sits at a whopping 13.3%. The highest in the entire country. Sales tax? Among the highest. Property tax? High, especially given the insane home values. Gas tax? Don't even get started. Californians are paying more than ever, but many are asking, what are we getting for it? Roads are crumbling, public services are overwhelmed, and despite record-high taxes, the state is still running massive budget deficits. Meanwhile, other states like Texas, Florida, Nevada, and Tennessee offer something California can't. No state income tax, lower gas prices, cheaper everything for high-income earners and retirees alike. The math just doesn't make sense anymore. Why pay so much for so little? That's why a growing number of people, especially those with portable incomes or remote jobs, are heading for the exits. Reason number three, homelessness crisis and urban decline. California is home to over 30% of the entire homeless population in the U.S. That's nearly 200,000 people, living on the streets, in parks, under overpasses, or in cars. And you know, the problem isn't confined to big cities anymore. From San Diego to Sacramento, homelessness has spread like wildfire. In places like San Francisco's Tenderloin district, sidewalks are lined with tents. Human waste, used needles, and mental health crises are now daily sights in what were once world-class cities. The causes are complex: lack of affordable housing, addiction, mental illness, and failed policy responses. But the impact is undeniable. Many residents say they no longer feel safe. Parents avoid taking their kids downtown, tourists leave disappointed, or don't come at all. Some Californians who once believed in the state's progressive ideals are now leaving out of fear, frustration, and fatigue. Reason number 4. Wildfires, drought, and climate chaos. In California, nature isn't just beautiful, it's dangerous. Wildfires have become an annual disaster, displacing thousands and destroying entire communities. Since 2017, over 40,000 structures have been lost to wildfires, with total damages exceeding $100 billion. And even if you're not directly affected by fire, the smoke alone can turn the skies orange and air quality hazardous for weeks. Add to that record-breaking droughts, strict water rationing, and rolling blackouts, and it's easy to understand why people are asking, is this really worth it? Many families are no longer willing to risk it. Insurance rates have soared, or disappeared altogether as providers pull out of wildfire zones. People are tired of living in constant fear of the next evacuation notice. Reason number 5, crime and safety concerns. Crime is rising, and honestly, it's changing how people live. In major cities, organized retail theft has exploded. Stores are closing early, or shutting down altogether. Walgreens, Target, and Nordstrom have abandoned some locations, citing safety concerns. Car break-ins have become so common in San Francisco that, well, residents leave their windows down just to avoid having them smashed. Some say it's not just about crime. It's about a breakdown of law and order. Lenient policies, defunded police departments, and overwhelmed courts have left many feeling unprotected. Families no longer feel safe walking downtown. Business owners are fed up, and once again people are voting with their feet. Reason number 6. Overregulation and anti-business climate. California isn't just expensive to live in, it's also expensive to run a business in. The state ranks near the bottom for business friendliness in almost every major study. Complex regulations, high payroll taxes, environmental restrictions, long permitting processes. Entrepreneurs and corporations alike have had enough. Major companies, including Tesla, Oracle, Hewlett-Packard, and Charles Schwab, have all moved their headquarters out of California. Small business owners are especially hard hit. Between COVID restrictions, minimum wage hikes, and compliance burdens, many have simply closed their doors for good. For those dreaming of launching something new, the message is clear: you're better off starting elsewhere. Reason number 7. Political division and ideological pushback. California has long leaned liberal, but in recent years, even left-leaning residents have begun questioning the direction of the state. With aggressive climate mandates, soft on-crime policies, and controversial school curriculums, some feel California's leadership is out of touch. On the flip side, conservatives feel completely alienated, taxed, censored, and excluded. The result? A politically polarized population where nobody feels heard and everyone feels fed up. More and more Californians are leaving not just for economic reasons, but for ideological freedom. So, where are all these former Californians going? Well, the answer is, honestly, everywhere. Texas, cities like Austin, Dallas, and Houston, are top destinations for tech workers and families. Arizona is another spot, offering sunny weather, but, without all the regulations. Nevada is pretty close to California, but it doesn't have the same taxes. Then you've got Tennessee and Florida, which are booming with remote workers and retirees. Idaho is kind of a hidden gem for families who are looking for affordability and peace. These states are growing fast, and yeah, a lot of locals there aren't exactly thrilled about the flood of newcomers bringing California habits with them. Talk to enough former Californians, and you'll hear a recurring theme. We loved California, but we just couldn't afford it anymore. It stopped feeling safe. I wanted a better future for my kids. My mental health improved the moment I left. From single moms to small business owners to tech professionals, people are reclaiming control over their lives by leaving the state they once called home. State leaders say they're aware of the issues and are trying to act. Housing reform bills aim to allow denser development. Tax credits are being discussed for middle-income families. Increased funding is flowing to mental health and homelessness initiatives. But for many, it's too little, too late. Critics say the policies are too slow, and often watered down by bureaucracy and special interests. The question remains, can California fix itself before more people give up entirely? California still has beauty, brains, and billions, but it's at a crossroads. Will the state reinvent itself and once again become the envy of the world? Or will it continue down a path of division, dysfunction, and decline? The answer depends on whether people stay or keep walking away. What do you think? Is California still worth fighting for? Or is it time to move on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs to see this. Thanks for watching, and wherever you are, may your future be bright.